In a speech during World War II, Hitler says, "It is the Jews who have brought the war into our lives. They have profited from it, they have made themselves rich by it, they have stirred up hatred among the nations, and it is they who will reap the harvest of hate." In saying all that he said, Hitler's goal was to blame Jews for Germany's problems and to create a sense of national unity against a common enemy. His statements poisoned the minds of other Germans against the Jews, setting them up to be considered responsible for Germany's problems. Because the Germans' minds were influenced negatively, they wouldn't have accepted any reasons, logic, or even evidence that the Jews might have wanted to share to dispute what Hitler said. This strategy is called poisoning the well, and it is an error in reasoning since it is not logic that is being used to persuade. What is being used is negative information and lies. Let's look at a real life story of how a poisoning the well strategy has been used to destroy another human being's life. In 1894, French military officials discovered a secret memo that had been passed to the German military attaché, a specialist attached to the German diplomatic mission in Paris. The memo contained details about French military secrets and was believed to have been written by a French officer. Suspicions immediately fell on Dreyfus, who was the only Jewish officer on the general staff and was believed to have been acting strangely around the time of the memo's discovery. Despite a lack of any concrete evidence, Dreyfus was accused of spying and was subjected to a secret military trial. During the trial, the prosecution presented no evidence and instead relied heavily on innuendo, speculation, and anonymous letters which accused Dreyfus of being a traitor. The case against Dreyfus was weak, but the minds of the judges and jury had already been poisoned against him by the rumors and insinuations that had been spread by his accusers. In the end, Dreyfus was found guilty and sentenced to life imprisonment on Devil's Island, a penal colony off the coast of South America. The public outrage of the trial and conviction led to a series of protests and campaigns for Dreyfus's release, with many people arguing that he had been wrongly accused and convicted due to anti-Jewish prejudices. The affair divided French society, with many prominent intellectuals and politicians taking sides. The Dreyfus affair continued for several years, with new evidence eventually coming to light that proved his innocence. In 1899, 5 years after the accusation and trial, a new government commission cleared Dreyfus of all charges and ordered a retrial, which led to his eventual exoneration and release in 1906. The Dreyfus affair is a prime example of how the poisoning the well fallacy can be used to falsely accuse and convict someone. Dreyfus was accused of treason without sufficient evidence, and the accusations were supported by rumors and insinuations that had already tainted the perceptions of those involved in the case. Despite his innocence, it took years of public pressure and new evidence to finally clear his name. Let's now look at some more examples of poisoning the well. A company is considering hiring a new CEO who has a proven track record of success but has been criticized by some for being too aggressive. A current employee who is opposed to the hire spreads rumors about the candidate's management style and how he treated employees badly at the previous company, in effect, poisoning the minds of others who may have been in favor of his recruitment. Let us consider another example of Company A competing with another Company B for a contract. A representative of the competing Company B spreads false rumors about Company A, claiming that they have a history of unethical practices of poor quality products. These rumors poison the minds of the client against Company A. During the 2016 US presidential campaign, there were rumors circulated about the Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton's health. Some Republican politicians and supporters used these rumors to poison the voters' minds against her and suggest that she was not fit to be president. During the 2020 US presidential campaign, there were rumors circulated questioning Democratic nominee Joe Biden's mental sharpness and fitness. Some Republican politicians and supporters used these rumors to poison the well against him and suggest that he was not fit to be president. During the 1950s, Senator Joseph McCarthy used the poisoning the well fallacy in his speeches to accuse people of being communists without any evidence. In a speech in Wheeling, West Virginia in 1950, he said, "I have in my hand a list of 205. A list of names that were made known to the Secretary of State as being members of the Communist Party, but who were still working and shaping policy in the State Department." McCarthy's goal was to create suspicion and distrust towards government officials and anyone he deemed to be a communist, even if they were innocent. In the movie The Dark Knight, the Joker poisons the well by manipulating public opinion against Batman. In a scene, the Joker says, "You see, Their morals, their code, it's a bad joke. Their morals are dropped at the first sign of trouble. They are only as good as the world allows them to be. You will see, I will show you, when the chips are down, these civilized people, they will eat each other. The Joker's goal is to turn the public against Batman by creating chaos and making it seem like Batman is unable to control the situation. So the next time you hear someone speaking negatively about someone you know, it's likely that they are intentionally or unintentionally trying to create a negative impression of that person in your mind so that you don't believe what they say and form a negative opinion about that person. Malicious gossiping is an illustration of poisoning the well. But then there are times when we genuinely need to speak truthfully about bad people and bad performers. An employee may say negative things about a truly toxic colleague to the boss, or parents may warn the children about staying away from known bad elements. Hence, every instance of saying something bad about another person need not be considered an effort to poison the well. We need to use the judgment to differentiate between the truth and attempts to malign.